Hey folks, welcome back to Mondays on the Susquehanna with Zachary Martin. I am at the Susquehanna River again in 44, Pennsylvania. Many of you know that this is Mondays on the Susquehanna, although today is Tuesday because Nicholas has practice on Tuesdays now instead of Mondays. So I'm actually gonna fish this river. Somebody's down there already. I'm gonna fish this little current area right here. I got a crankbait tied on again. Had a little bit of a late start today because there was a major accident on the highway. Had to go around. So we're gonna work our way down this rock wall here towards the river. I'm gonna fish upriver as I usually do. And then when I get close to that guy, I'll pop up and go around him because I don't want to fish in his way. Gotta be really careful walking down these rocks here. They can be a little tricky. I always have one hand on the rocks to try to find some flat spots. You're always looking for making sure none of them hasn't been my turn to take them. So see if we can get the crankbait bite going again. River's a little up again, but not as high. We had some major rain last Friday. Major rain. We needed it though. This area was pretty dry. There's a nice little flat area here. Let's see if we can get that there. You can feel that current taking this bait down river already. This river moves, boy. You can see the current. There's some, I don't know if you can see the end of my pole there in the water. There's two rocks there sticking out a little bit. That's where those bass will tend to hide. They'll use those rocks for shelter, structure, and they'll come and smack anything that goes next to it. I'm actually gonna go down to this rock right here. I see sticking out a little bit on the edge there. I normally don't like to throw down river, but kind of want to leave some space between that other angler and me. Come up a little. Again, you don't want to make too much noise. Trying to stay away from the edge of the river as I walk. So I don't want to spook anything that may be right there. A nice flat rock right there. That should get a nice little easy cast. Perfect. I do want to get a little closer to that rock though if I can. See if I can get something to come up and hit this right now. Oh, that's a fish. Fish on. Small one, but we'll take it. There he is, right there. First fish of the day. That is awesome. He hit that. Hold still. Got to be really careful with these little guys because, man, they flop around with these treble hooks, and they can put a treble hook right in your finger, thumb. So there's my first fish of the day. Again, a small one, but smallies on the Susquehanna. Back in he goes. Awesome. All right. Let's see if we can get some more. I'm going to try to cast. There we go. That's a good one. Right next to that. Let that go down river a little while I fix this. And then reel that in next to that rock. Oh, that's a fish. Fish on. There he is. Oh, he jumped twice. That's awesome. Fish on right next to that rock as I called it. Here we go. Stay on. Oh, third jump. That's awesome. Stay on, stay on. Oh yeah, we'll get him right in. Man, it literally looks like it's the same exact fish I just caught. But, all right. Oh, see, he's shook and I had that lure in my hand. Oh man, his mouth is beat up on top. He's been caught a few times. You can see something's going on there, but not a big one, but we'll take him. Awesome. All right. Well, let's go down a little bit more. I didn't realize I had him on until he jumped the first time. Nice cast. He was right next to that rock, like I said. You can see that rock more. Oh, nope. Let that go. Remember, the current's pushing down, so see if I can let that release on its own. Okay, unsnagged myself. We're back. You can see, I don't know if you can see in the water. Again, thousands of bait fish around here. Thousands. I brought a spinner bait today because spinner baits have that thump and flash like a group of bait fish swimming through. So we'll see if we ever change that around. I got 2 hits on this crankbait already, so we'll see. Nice smooth cast, that's all you need. A lot of people like to whip these bait casters, and you really don't need to get them out there. If you have the settings set right, nice easy cast is all you need. Alright, see the bait fish, man. These minnows, bait fish, there's probably 1,000 of them in this little stretch right here. All right there on the rocks, and you know those big fish, or even the little ones I caught, are sitting right underneath those rocks, ambushing them as they swim by. And they see my crankbait come through, and they smash it. They hammer smash it. Copyright Zachary Martin 2020. There we go. See the bait fish scattered on that. I brought that crankbait through. Oh, that was a horrible cast. Horrible cast, huh? I did not release that it's like a pitcher. A Major League Baseball pitcher. If you don't release this at the right release point, you're in trouble. And that's what I did not do. I did not release this at the right release point. Released it way too low. Got my hook. My hook is stuck on my line. That was a mess right there. Complete mess. There we go. So you can see the front of that bill on that, the lip on that crankbait is all beat up, and that's from hitting the rocks and stuff, and that's what you want. You want it to bounce off stuff. There we go. Much better cast. Much better cast. Let that go down river a little bit. And reel it in. Nice. And remember, I'm fighting the current, so you don't want to reel too fast. That's a fish. Fish on. Another small one. But we'll take him. He's tiny. Very tiny, but he's fighting me, plus I'm fighting the current. But he hit him. He's swimming up current now. I'm going to flip him up right now. There he is. Another fish. Third one in 15 minutes or so. Nice. He took a swipe at that. Again, nothing big at all. But I came here to catch smallmouths, and that's what I'm catching. Get out of there. See? Well, this is kind of a good thing here. This is what happens to your bait underwater when you get it caught between rocks and stuff. I just happened to get it caught on land, which I guess isn't a good thing. So, move down a little bit. Remember, I'm trying to stay up a little bit because I don't want to spook those fish. I thought I was snagged a little bit when I... That's a fish, another fish. Stay on. This one has a little bit better weight. Oh, I think he came off. He did, darn it. Darn it, okay. He had a little bit more oomph to him. I think he had a little bit more size. And that's okay. See if I can get him to hit it again. Oh. Hook is on the lip again. Take that off. Ow. Ow. Okay. That was just me putting the hook in my finger. I noticed these last two bites have come a little bit off shore, not as close to the shore as I've caught them before. So I'm actually throwing out a little bit more. Nice flat rock right here to fish from. You can see these rocks in the water. These fish will lay right behind those. They won't have to use their muscles as much to get out of the current. And they shoot out into that current, eat, and go right back under the rock. They're ambushing their prey. See if I can get one offshore a little bit. But that's where some of these fish are hitting, is in those little crevices between those rocks. And if you can fish those rock edges, which is where these last two bites came from, that's where they're sitting. And they're ambushing anything that comes by. And it just happens to be my crankbait right now. Alright, see that thing is bouncing off of everything. And that drives them insane. Oh, I think I lost that bite on that one. I think he had a little bit, I don't think he was a monster by any means, but he definitely had some more weight than the last two I reeled in, so. Okay, let's move down a little bit so I can get a little farther cast. See, even, I mean, I moved, what, 15, 20 feet just now, which means my cast will go 15 or 20 feet more further than, there's a stick sticking out there. You could easily have one sitting by that stick just come out and hit something, but I think these rock edges are really, really, really the way to go. That was a good cast. As that bait comes in from the outside, oh! For those of you who've never fished a river or the Susquehanna, this current is strong. You can feel it when you're trying to reel this in. Just cranking it. That's a fish. That's a good fish. Stay on. Stay on. Stay on. Stay on. Alright. About the same, but still a fish. And he hit that good. You can see it's right in his mouth this time. So he really inhaled that. Alright. It's a good fish. Boy, oh boy, does he have this. Hold on. I have to go to the pliers for this one. Don't you... Yeah, I gotta go to the pliers. Hold on, folks. I'll get you right back to you. One. Yep, that's easy. Okay. Oh, right underneath. Stay. Oh boy, you got that in there, brother. Okay, let me get that out. There we go. There we go. Okay. Oh, oh boy. All right, boys and girls. My bad. And here's what happened. You should always check your line for nicks and cuts. And now that I run my hand across this, I had a nice fish on. Probably 12, 13 incher. He hit it right by the rock, which is where I had a feeling something would be sitting, but broke off. So not only did I lose the fish, I lost a lure. And that's the only crankbait I brought. That's bad news. But always, always check your line for nicks and cuts. And especially using a crankbait around the rocks, it's gonna get nicked and cut and all kinds of things. And that was my fault. I had a really nice fish on, and I lost him, and I deserve it. So I know, and I'm obviously guilty of just wanting to fish. I don't want to have time to stop and do that, but that wasn't, but that could have been a fish of a lifetime you just let go. So again, I don't have a crankbait because I only brought one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mimic some bait fish. The only difference is this doesn't have a lip to get me down deep. So I'm gonna have to be very patient and completely change my retrieve with this spinner bait, but it's gonna mimic those little bait fish, schools of bait fish. So it's got the thump and it's got the flash. It just doesn't have the lip to keep me down and bouncing off those rocks and stuff. I'm really gonna miss that crankbait. But I'm hoping, now I gotta count to 3, let that fall, and I really gotta watch how I retrieve this, or this is gonna stay on the top the whole time. Oh, that's a fish. Oh, stay on. Darn it. Okay, that's good news. I made the right change. Made the right change. Gotta let him fall. I really have to retrieve this slow. I wonder if there's a school of them sitting there. I may have to go down and come back up because I may have to. Boy, he hit that hard too. I don't know if you can see that under the water, but it's got the flash and the thump. It's got the vibration. Fish put out vibrations when they swim, and other fish pick up on it. It's called their lateral line, that line that goes across the side. Super sensitive. Super sensitive. And they can detect movement and changes in water temperature and all kinds of stuff with that lateral line. And that's what this spinnerbait allows. Is that, or that's what it gives off, is that flash and that thump as the blades turn in the water. Sounds like an injured, or feels like an injured fish to them, or fish swimming by at least. Oh, gosh darn it. That was a bite. So notice I had to change. I'm throwing upriver now because throwing downriver, this current is too fast for me to keep this bait in the, what you call the strike zone, where the fish are biting. So I got to throw it upriver, let it fall, and then catch up with it so I can reel it in properly as down a little further. Man, I had 2 fish on, I just lost them. That's not good. Not good at all. One of these days a snake is gonna come out and tap me on the ankle. And I'll I'll probably scream and jump, but ultimately I won't be too surprised because, like many creatures, they love rocks. Oh, that's a fish. Fish on. Stay on. Stay on. Spinnerbait worked. He came up and got it. That's that bait fish. I'm telling you, it's the bait fish. The flash, the thump. Stay on, brother. Oh, no, he spit it out. I am not happy with my angle of hook set. I gotta fix that. I was way up on that rock. All right. Well, again, I'm doing the right thing. That's 3 I lost. I should put a little trailer hook on this. A lot of people on the bigger spinner baits that I have in my tackle box, I have trailer hooks on them. It's just another hook that's attached to the hook on the spinner bait that just hangs out in the back. And a lot of times these fish will swipe at this, and you'll get them on what's called a trailer hook. Some people call them a stinger hook. So they may miss the first hook, the main hook, but they'll get that stinger hook and you've got them. But I literally just took this out of the package right before, or right after I lost my crankbait, so I didn't bring a stinger bait with me. And all of my stinger baits are big. I don't know. I might have to do some adjustments, but if I've got a crankbait, I'll start with that for sure next time. But this is gonna stay in my river pouch. I got a little pouch here for river fishing. Carry 3 or 4 baits. That's twice that a fish has thrown my spinner bait while jumping. But again, doing the right thing. This is the right setup. Through upriver, so I'm drilling a little faster to make sure it's thumping and gliding along. Boy, this is fun. People ask me why I fish. This is just so much fun. It's a beautiful night. Gotta check the time so I don't forget to pick up my son from soccer practice. Okay. We're good. Sorry, I was reading some phone info, making sure I had some time. Oh, that's a fish. Stay on. Oh, this is a good one. Stay on. Stay on. Fish on the Susquehanna. Stay on, brother. I think I got this one hooked and I'm keeping it tight and I'm gonna walk to it this time. You stay on. Stay on. Don't you dare. Oh, he's right here. Stay on. This is a good fish. This a good, yes! That's a good one. That's a good fish. That's a good Susquehanna smallmouth right there. Great hooks. Now look at that. That's the difference. That hook is buried in the side of his jaw. Somehow. There we go. Got him right there. There we go. Nothing huge, probably 10, but that's a beautiful little Susquehanna, and he hammer smashed that spinnerbait. Thanks, bud. Oh, a fish just jumped in the water there. I don't know if you saw that. Holy cow. I may be calling my wife to tell her to come and get the kids because I'm going to be here all night. She won't do it, of course. This is awesome. Mondays on the Susquehanna with Zachary Martin. All right, folks, I'm back. I just wanted to give the battery a little rest. A little 10-minute rest. You can see this secondary layer of rocks in this water again. So you got this layer, and then you got a couple of these rocks, like this one here. I don't know if you can see it. That's facing a different direction, and there's a fish on it right there. It's only about that big, but there's a fish there. And that's what I'm saying. That's where they're hiding, on these little secondary rocks that are not next to the shore, but they can retreat to deep water if they need to, and still ambush the fish in the shallow water. Fish they like to retreat if they can, get out of there. So they'll, unless they're spawning, they're gonna set up on a place where they can have the best of both worlds close at hand. And in that case, that's that rock. That's that bigger rock that's jutted out at a different angle than the rest of the rocks. All right, folks, I'm back. Change of plans. My jerkbait is hung up in my case here, and I only have 10 minutes. Actually 5, because it takes me 5 minutes to walk back to my truck. So I put on a Ned rig, and you guys all know how I feel about the Ned rig. So it doesn't have the flash, it doesn't have the thump. You basically got to put it right in front of their faces. It will make some noise knocking off the rocks underneath the water, but definitely gonna come next time with some more crankbaits, and I'll work on this jerkbait I got in here, but its hooks are wrapped around the canvas inside my pouch. So now there's nothing wrong with a Ned rig on a river, because oh, that's a fish. Oh, he had it. Because I've caught, oh, that's a fish. Fish on. Oh yeah, Ned rig. There he is. Fish on, folks. What a way to end the day. Told you, these Ned rigs, you cannot go wrong. Boy, he's strong, a little guy. Look at him. See him swimming under the rocks? Get out of there. Stop. I cannot imagine. Stay. Oh, that's a great fish. What a fish, folks. That's a hefty little fish. And look at that hook set right in the side of the mouth. He wasn't going anywhere. And he jumped. It's a good hook set. Ow. Nice, healthy fish on the Susquehanna with the sun behind it. How about that for a picture, ladies and gentlemen? That is beautiful. Have a good day. Please put me back in the water. Just want to show you this beautiful river once again.